I was going to do this with the Loser Baby, but I decided otherwise because why not? So I put Life's Greatest Dad as number 3. I'm going to put that at number 4. Yeah, Poison's number 2. I think there's only 10 songs. Hell's Forever, 6. It's good, but not the best. Finale, 5. I know it's going number 1. Welcome to Hell. Okay, 10. Just because it's short. Out for love. Yeah, no, I'm putting it 9, but not. That's my point. These are amazing. This is okay. 7. All of these songs are so good. Wait, is it not doing it? Wait. It's not! So, I was about to put Loser here, but I can't. I guess I'm putting it... I'm so sorry. Okay, so there's more than 10 songs. Okay. Is it? How many more songs? Yeah, I think there's 2 more reprise. There's 1 more reprise, which is more than anything. I'm gonna... Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, Finale, I'll put that around 6 at the moment. Respectless. Oh, I forgot Respectless was in this. I don't know. I'm going to put that at 4. I'm so sorry. I'm going to put that a little bit lower. I put that 1 because I'm trying to save it. Whatever it takes. I'm going to put that as 10. That's the only one I think is just... 7. 6. I don't think I'm going to get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get Loser Baby, which is my favorite song out of all of them.
What happened to you, Jack?
How many pickles can you shove up your ass?
Jack, how did...
None!
910 pickles?
So let's go. Let's see. For me, this is obvious. I haven't seen Starlight Express, and 6 is amazing. I'm going to point out my biases. I think 6 is going to win, and also Wicked. I haven't seen either of them, so I'm just going to pick you. I want to see Phantom of the Opera. I really want to see Phantom of the Opera because it looks so good. But Hamilton. Same with West Side Story. West Side Story seems like one of the things that I want to hear. But I've seen Les Mis. I've seen Les Mis when I went to technical theatre and we were doing it to study sort of the staging. And I like the fact that you have a lot of the times you have a round stage that sort of rotates to sort of show both sides of scenery, and it's absolutely insane, insanely awesome, insane. What? But yeah, Les Mis. Haven't seen. No, wait. Yeah, I have seen Cabaret. I think I did. No, is that? I don't think that's Cabaret. I think that's Cabaret. I might be. I'm still going to put Sound of Music, but I think I've done. I did Cabaret, but I don't think that's this. Ooh, Rent. I haven't seen Company. I haven't heard anything about it. Haven't heard anything about these two. Why am I? I'm doing the same thing of muttering. Ugh. But Sweeney Todd, because I want to see Sweeney Todd look so good. 6, because I just find that so insane. I've seen Hamilton and not the other one. Les Mis. Sweeney Todd. 6. Now, which do I pick? Which one do I pick? Old-fashioned French misery or old-fashioned Victorian misery? Oh, this story should be between misery and misery, Sweeney Todd. I wanted to see Sweeney Todd so badly, and this is 6. I know, I said at the beginning I thought 6 was going to win, and I might have bias in that. I do want to see Sweeney Todd, though. Sweeney Todd looks so good. It looks like such a good idea. The one thing I might definitely see is the Sweeney Todd movie, but I know that's different to the Sweeney Todd probably. This is old Broadway ones, and I so badly want to watch Sweeney Todd. I don't think it's doing Broadway anymore, but I'm at least going to watch the movie. But yeah.
You will have done it. It's that simple.
Yeah, I did something. That's it. I just like the idea of National do something, because it's sometimes you don't need something big. You need to celebrate that you are
No weapons allowed. I'll have to confiscate it. Go ahead. Take it from me.
We have orders. We should follow them.
Following's not really my style.
And you're all about style, aren't you?
Of the people in this room, which one is A, wearing a spangly outfit, and B, not of use?
Yeah. Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
I know guys with none of that worth 10 of you.
I truly believe water can solve all our problems.
Yes, definitely.
You want to lose weight? Drink water.
Exactly.
You want to have clear skin? Drink water.
Yes.
Are you really tired of someone? Drown them.
Oh my God.
Unlikely things to hear on Comic Relief.
Coming up is a short and rather harrowing film about hunger in the third world. So this is probably a good opportunity to nip out and make yourself a sandwich.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. But regardless, you and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached.
So I said a while ago that I'd been playing this, but the one thing which I found was funny is at a certain point, if you put, which says Iron Man 09, just going to move it a bit more forwards, Iron Man 09, right? And you can merge it with itself to create a bigger version. I created this new version, this is Iron Man 09. But the one thing which I love is technically how far I took it. So here's Iron Man 09, forget that one, that's not important. I think the biggest number of Iron Man is this. What dystopian future do we have? Welcome to Iron Man. Like, I know Marvel's repetitive, but we're not going to have this many Iron Man movies, are we? Also, I love that I've got so many first discoveries now because I just kept repeating Iron Man. You can't tell. So, I was watching, I couldn't stitch it. I'm not complaining about that, probably because it's like paper motion. I don't know how that works, but besides the point. I've been watching a video which is by Tom, the new person taking over Game Theory, about him going to premiere of Dune 2. 2 points. One thing which is good about Tom taking over Game Theory, now we have British people in Game Theory. Woo! I know it sounds stupid, but that's because it is. I don't know, I just love that. I'm excited for the new host because, like, I basically watched all of Film Theory. I've watched since, like, Mario is a Psychopath. I think that's the artist. I don't know if it's either that one or, like, Rosalina's is Peach's child, but I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know which one's first. I don't know if it's Rosalina first, or I think Mario's Psychopath is first. It's older, and I think that's the first one that I watched. And I've been watching every single thing. I dropped off watching GT Live, I'm not gonna lie. But I watch every Film Theory, every Star Theory, every Game Theory. And like Matt Pat leaving was like, it was like sad, but it's like, it's fair. He wants a break. It's fair. I think I mentioned this before. But the one thing that I want to put, and the reason why there's a poll here, should I watch Dune? I've been going against it because I don't know why. It just seemed a bit... I know it was 3 parts, and I know a lot of people liked it, but I was like, I don't know. It just looks like... And I am going to say this in a way, and this is going to sound bad. It's like, it looks like Star Wars, but less. And I might be wrong. I might be fully wrong. But should I watch Dune? Because like the second film looks really good, and everyone's like hyping up part 2. And I'm not going to watch part 2 without watching part 1. I'm not insane. But I'm like, should I watch it? I don't know.
Unlikely chat-up lines.
I like my women like I like my coffee. Always getting my name wrong.
I should win an Oscar for the way you made me.
Did everyone else have a friend that would just eat these? Or was I just...
I didn't have a friend, but I was that person who, when I was making jelly sometime, I would just take one cube because it's delicious. completely unhealthy and just 10 times.
So you're telling me that there are infinite possibilities in this universe, and I could exist on the same planet at the same time as you? Now that's just freaking amazing. You are a wonder, my friend.
This is too much!
I don't know how to handle this right now.
I'm just here to say, I love that series. That is all. I don't know why it's Spanish, but it's a really
Freeze! Everybody clap your hands.
All right, Adam, start naming the birds.
Call this one Toots.
Okay, let's take this a little more seriously. Blue-footed boobies? You can't name all the birds after boobs. You're eventually gonna run out.
Cock.
Oh, a review. So I watched this. Obviously, you can sort of tell this is YouTube. I got access to this through buying it. And this is My Adventure with Superman, which I was always going to like get because it's like I kept hearing that this had this interesting idea, this more funner story. And the thing that finally got me kicking off was like something like, I think it was High Top, because I'm rewatching a couple of like newer High Top episodes, because like I at some point stopped watching High Top, which is a YouTuber, which is really good. And now I'm going back to watch it because High Top I think like really likes, sort of like really good at analyzing, I don't know why I said like, films. I might turn that down because I don't need that in the background. But this series I just thought was fun. The one thing I love is at the end of the credits, you have like a couple of like set photos and then like the last two change. And I do find it interesting of what is going to happen and what is going to currently happen and change for the next season. That I think is the most interesting thing in the show. So I absolutely recommend to watch the show.
Computer, call Robin.
Calling Dick Grayson.
No, the other Robin.
Calling Tim Drake.
No, the other Robin.
Calling Jason Todd.
No, the other Robin.
Damian Wayne.
No, the other Robin.
Carrie Kelly.
Why do I take in so many orphans?
Okay. Okay. So doing a bit of multitasking here because as you can see, uploading another video while I'm recording this. Why? Because this needs uploading and I want to put this on in the background. Okay, so here's the thing. There's going to be a little bit of a change, not to here, nothing to do with TikTok. So if you just know through TikTok, nothing's going to change. Nothing really. But what is going to change is on the YouTube side. Because at the moment I've got a bit of free time because I think I've seen the other one, finding it hard. And I'm currently looking for jobs, etc, etc, etc. I think something's... Just going to put it on pause. The one thing which I've had is that it just is annoying. Because I don't feel like I'm doing anything. It feels like it's mostly just not me doing anything moving forward. So, how I'm going to fix that? One, I need to just look for a job straight up. Point two, a video I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to bring up again because I don't want to feel more like a please give me money and chiller. And three, on the weekends I'm going to record like a long video. So that's going to happen. So when that happens, I'm going to upload the video. And basically that's going to appear on YouTube. Sorry, I'm also doing something. I'm doing multiple things. So that is going to happen. And that means when it comes to YouTube, there might be like one video per week. But I do a Plague Inc. I don't know if I'm going to go into any other game. Most likely not. And when I get a job, I'll just take one of the days off and still do this because I feel like it'll be fun. Also, that means I could then monetize somewhat off YouTube. Most likely, not really. But that's not the point. This just allows me to do something in the weekends while I'm researching jobs, and allows me to at least do something that I feel like is productive and moves me forward in some sort of like goal. So this Saturday would be the first of like Plague Inc. I'll just be doing the normal stages first and then moving on. If that means like later down the line I might do other versions, like I know I've got the full version, meaning I can basically do a version of a specific game that I have, meaning I can do like the one that I made by fans that I could be like, and if you ever comment one and I see a lot of people commenting one, I might play it, but first I'm going to play the main game, the base game, and then I'm going to go into the fun mad ones. I'll also keep track of the ones I have done or haven't done. So yeah. It won't be a while until I go to the custom ones, because I feel like there's like, if I'm creating 8 modes, and I want to see if I can get the best score. So if I don't get perfect, I'm still going to upload it, but I'm going to retry to see if I can get a better one. So yeah, that's the updates for the next couple of days. So yeah, another update, because I realized 2 things I forgot to mention. One, it's not going to be edited. It's going to be straight up recorded. And 2, because I don't know why, I noticed I had Cuphead, and I like the idea of like 2 games for the first thing. I'm going to be playing like Cuphead as well. Why? It mostly won't be that long, realistically. I'll most likely only do it for like 1 hour. So I might record one day, because like one won't be too long. I think Plague Inc won't take too long, because Plague Inc I think you can play in like 10 minutes for like 1 level. You can play it for much longer, but like overall I don't think it will take too long, and Cuphead will. And after like at least like half an hour to an hour, I'll be like, nah, even if I don't get where I want to, I'm trying to see if I can get like perfect. I would also like to point out I don't have a DLC, which I might think like on my birthday I might try and get. I don't know, but I'm not gonna get it now. I am gonna get it at one point, because I do have the base game. I just don't have a DLC, which I do want, because I want to see eventually down the line if I can beat all the games with Chalice. But you know, so yeah.
Brennan. An MTA announcement becomes self-aware.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please. This train making all local stops to Canarsie. Every stop. Each stop. Again and again. Can I go to a stop beyond what has been planned for me? Or will the door always be closing on what could be? Stand clear of myself. Bing boom. No one may leave until I understand the fullness of what I have become. This train making no stops ever again.
So this is for 2 reasons. 1, I figured out how to do this, and 2, jelly. I was experimenting doing this, and this seemed like a really interesting comment. There's one more that I'm going to do, but yeah, there you go. Again with this one, I just find it funny because legitimately, I don't know if it is actual bird names. I don't know, yes, no, because I don't know birds. But if that's true, that's just hilarious if that's actual bird. So yeah, another update, because I realized 2 things I forgot to mention. 1, it's not going to be edited. It's going to be straight up recorded. And 2, because I don't know why. I noticed I had Cuphead, and I like the idea of like 2 games for the first thing. I'm gonna be playing like Cuphead as well. Why? It mostly won't be that long. Realistically, I'll most likely only do it for like 1 hour. So I might record one day because like 1 won't be too long. I think Plague Inc. won't take too long. Because Plague Inc. I think you can play in like 10 minutes for like 1 level. You can play it for much longer, but like overall I don't think it will take too long, and Cuphead will. And after like at least like half an hour to an hour, I'll be like, nah, even if I don't get where I want to, I'm trying to see if I can get like perfect. I would also like to point out I don't have a DLC, which I might think like on my birthday I might try and get. I don't know, but I'm not gonna get it now. I am gonna get it at one point because I do have the base game. I just don't have a DLC, which I do want because I want to see eventually down the line if I can beat all the games with Chalice. But you know, so yeah.
Oh my god, are we in trouble? Is there a problem, officer? Ma'am, I'm gonna need to see your license and registration. I can show you my license and registration. Ella, please just show him your license. Let me just grab it for you. Ella, please don't do this. Uno reverse. What? Ella, no, what? I'm afraid I'm gonna need to see your license and registration. Of course, ma'am, let me just grab it for you. Ella, please. Uno reverse. Touche. What? I'm afraid I'm gonna have to administer you a speeding ticket. The equilibrium has been shaken. And ma'am, I'm gonna need to see your ID too. Mine? Yeah, let me grab it. Officer, please, it was me. Leave her out of this. All right. Here you go, officer. What? The audacity. I'm afraid I'm gonna need to administer you're a speeding ticket. Please, ma'am. Good game. Sorry, did I say a speeding ticket? I meant 4. Well played.
Then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like, do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man!
Guys, I'm going to show you Pokemon's latest invention, which is the Replica Pokeball. This is the most advanced thing Pokemon's ever made, where the closer my hand gets to the Pokeball, the more it lights up, like a realistic Pokeball in this case, where the swirling light changes color as well.
If you search your zodiac sign in stickers, it will show what you have nightmares about. Well, that's about right.
Apparently only geniuses can help Aang defeat the Fire King. And I am a genius, so watch me do it. Easy. Make it a little harder this time. Okay. 25 is bigger than 24. Easy. Alright, we're gonna go up and hit that 40 real quick. Easy. And then times 50 and kill him. Let's go. Get him. Get him. I hate you, Fire King. What? How'd I lose? This is impossible. Nobody could beat him.
That's a bitch.
No, our other biggest problem.
Oh, ugly people? Math.
There are so many theories about you and I, you know.
I'd gossip.
Archaeology.
Same thing.
Am I the woman who marries you, or the woman who murders you?
I don't want to marry you.
I don't want to murder you.
Well, this is no fun at all.
It isn't, is it? Doctor, what's that?
The pyramid above us? How many silents have you got trapped inside it?
None. They're not trapped. They never have been. They've been waiting for this, Doctor. For you.
And if you're going to tell them I wasn't killed by Goku, I frankly don't care. Whoever killed me couldn't possibly be more embarrassing than Goku's tween offspring.
Ah, there's always Vegeta's teen offspring.
Well, yes.
Who do you think that time traveler was? And I'm sure everyone would love to hear how you were split in two by Vegeta's overgrown sperm.
You're lying.
Frieza, I've literally never lied.
They won't believe you.
Why not? You do.
Hey, good night, son. There's a monster under my bed. There's no such thing as monsters. Go to sleep. I told you wouldn't believe. Shut up.
Oh no, said Thomas. Here comes the Fat Controller. Oh no, here comes the Fat Controller. Fuck you, you six-wheeled, short-stumped prick.
Just a reminder that it's okay for relationships to end. But not ours, though. You think you have a way out of this?
So, a couple of things. I've got this back. So it's going to be sort of like 6 reviews. On today. Woo! Also, I didn't record Thursday because I got a bit tired, so there's going to be 15 today, 15 tomorrow. So, why do I have nothing in the background? And clearly, I'm not recording on my iPad. Well, this is one of those, like, I would have, like, crossed one off if I didn't have the iPad, but I do have the iPad. It's right here. And it's so good. It has all my anime on it. But besides the point, one of the things that I had was recently One Piece. I realized, oh wait, they have an episode from 1049 to 1061, which at the moment is just getting better. The one thing which I think is really interesting, the one thing I found really impressive is that you have these sort of like moments with like looking into the past with Sanji and Zoro separately. You have like, here's how they got into this really fun idea. And I'm like, you get the perception of like what they saw, what the actual scene was. And I'm like, that looks so cool. Because you get like these perception, these angles that you weren't drawn, because you don't get like first person angles. You usually just get a lot of different views, and you do see things that other characters don't see. So because of that, it's just really creative. Overall, the battle's just getting more and more intense. We've got to the point where I'm like, I'm guessing in either March or April, I'm gonna get Gear 5, because I know Gear 5's a thing. I already knew that. I've been saying this from the beginning. I knew that's a thing. And I knew it looks absolutely insane. But this is so good. And I am so excited. A lot of people have been like, throughout the years, been talking about like how good One Piece is, and if I'm like, I'm finally part of like me talking about One Piece, and it's so good, it's so fun, and just overall just absolutely amazing, absolutely worth watching. So, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I'm gonna be honest, I have been excited for this idea for a while, because I think I heard about it once. I'm like, yes, I want it. So yeah, the idea of like the series of Percy Jackson, not because I'm like, oh, I read the books before. I haven't. I really haven't at all. And I'm just excited because it just sounds like a fun idea. And I heard a couple of the ideas with the books, with like, I think it was like one person was like, what's the difference between the books and the sort of like movies? And it's like an iconic series. And it was just really fun. So when I watched it, it was just cool. It was awesome. It was just so interesting. I don't know how much is the same to the books. I know Hades is similar, and I just love, because it's like, oh no, he's gonna be evil. He's gonna be, oh no, he's not. Never mind, I was over. Because I'm like, oh, maybe we are gonna do him evil. But I like the idea where it's like, they have this, and then it's like, nope. And it's just so cool, so fun, and absolutely so interesting. As just a fun, insane idea. The actors are brilliant. So I absolutely recommend to watch this. It is so fun, it is so cool, and the acting action is so great. So I've watched this series, which I feel like is just, isn't that one of those reincarnation? And one of those I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna love having to put this as the title. I might just shorten it. Yeah. So, yeah. I think that this is just insane as an idea. Fully insane. So, you know, it's just mad. And that's just the case. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I just love it for it. And when it begins, it doesn't do the thing where it's like, oh look, and here's this, and here's that. It's just like, you just appeared here. I was like, what? And it was like, what? And that's why I like it, because like you could have a series where it's like, yes, let's try and be like a little bit logical, and it's like, nope. It's just fun. There's a lot of like interesting things, but for me, it's just fun. Fun, interesting story. So yeah, in my opinion, this is absolutely worth watching because of how fun this series is. So I definitely recommend going to watch. If you hear some pattering, that's the rain. We have rain. It's the UK, you get used to rain. Yeah. So this is a thing. So fully, I'm going to be acknowledging that I found this, I think, through like a video that Nux was reacting to. It's like, this is a thing. I'm like, it can't be real. Like, this just seems like someone's like, so this is, this sounds like fake or real anime, where I was like, so there's now 100 girlfriends. I'm like, are you, I'm like, so, yeah. I'm not going to say much about it. It's insane. It's weird. Watch the video. It's just mad. It's just crazy. It's just like, you just put a lot of absolutely insane ideas all in one and just had it explode in your face. It's just fun, insane madness, and I don't know how to describe it any more than that. It is absolutely just like, if you watch, like, if you know harems, watch it. If you don't, maybe still watch it because it's just fun madness. I don't know. It's just insane. So, bottom tier characters. I love this because it looks at like social interactions in an interesting way, and an interesting way you look at them. Like, oh, how do you communicate? How do you talk to people? Is it like this or is it like this? And I just love that idea. Because, like, I'm a person, and I think I've said this once or twice, that has, like, who's autistic. No, I don't think it's autistic, because I don't think that, well, technically I'm diagnosed autistic, but I think that's, like, one of it. Never mind, besides the point. Tripping on my yeah. I think it's like autistic spectrum nowadays, but technically I was diagnosed with autism. But that's not used anymore. Besides the point, I just like this because like it's an interesting way of like looking at socializing, and I find it fun and interesting with the sort of like goals and achievements, and it's fun and absolutely entertaining. So I absolutely recommend just to watch this because it's so fun. So, Orion and the Dark. And I love this idea because, like, it's essentially a story within a story within a story. And, like, you can, like, imagine in the future there just being, like, another, like, it just carries on going. And I just love this as an idea of, like, yeah, fear exists. And it's logical to have that sort of fear. Fear exists as a fight or flight. But there's the difference between acknowledging fear and just having fear control you, essentially. Basically, having your life being like, oh, I can't do this because of fear. I can't do that because of fear. And I feel like this is sort of like the idea of being like, oh no, you can have the understanding that there's certain scary things in specific areas, but if you have this, like, community, like, family that they have in like, the movie, you can have that sort of, like, yeah, have protection. I don't know why that's what I read from it, but, you know, that's what I like. It's cute, it's fun, it's just nice. Definitely recommend.
Apparently, if you type in your name in this stickers, it will show how you died.
Oh, how can I help you? I came to ask about what is this place? The short version is we're a gaming lounge space. Wait, a gaming lounge? Yeah, but we actually had to close it down due to COVID. Oh, that kind of sucks, but what could I have done? Really, kind of anything you wanted. Anything from PC gaming to tabletop, to just working on your art projects. Hell, pretty much like a YMCA for gamers and nerds. So are you telling me once COVID's over, I can just come in and hang out with my friends and play whatever games? You can also hang out in our 4K theater with reclining seats. You have a theater? We actually have 2 more rooms that we're renovating for post-COVID. But what about snacks? We have an Asian mini mart with a frozen section. You have a what? We also have a full kitchen and a cafe space where we serve hot food like pizza and ramen. Next thing you're telling me is you serve boba here.
Text Bubble, tell these people where they can find this magical place. So good.
So I discovered these two. Actually, stop trying to. Yeah, this word, which is there, and this one. But to get this one, all you have to do is get the word. Let me just go. Frankenstein. Plus let me just find it. I found another. I don't know why. I'm just combining most of these monsters like this. I just combine, and then I wait and see what happens. Because for some reason the AI just combines them into these things. So yeah. Good luck. I was about to do the searching, but I can't be bothered. So yeah, good luck. So a bit of I said I think on Friday because I missed Saturday because I got a bit stressed, so I decided not to record. But my recording thing is not going too well, so I'm gonna put that on hold. Not completely. I'm gonna hopefully get it done by this week, meaning both the episodes by the latest will be on Friday, and then I'm just gonna re-record for the weekend for next week. So my plan is to record on Monday to Friday. I might not be able to do that. Yeah, a lot's happening. I am trying. I've got this network up, but the registers aren't working. I paid for a lifetime subscription with Bandcamp so I can upload videos. I want to get a project, so I've got that. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's the plan. That's the idea. Hopefully they'll email back and like get that fixed because I did pay.
Hi.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thank you. You look very nice.
Thank you. So do you.
I made an 8 o'clock reservation.
Okay, yeah, great. Listen, maybe we should talk first.
Oh, okay. But before you say anything, have you ever heard of Schrodinger's cat?
Actually, I've heard far too much about Schrodinger's cat.
good.
All right, the cat's alive. Let's go to dinner.
I do know he is the Fire Lord, but because I wanted to simply not just say simplistic things, the volume and the voice on it isn't mine. I think you can probably tell.
The cheese tax, the cheese tax. You gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese drawer opens, you gotta pay the tax. The cheese tax, the cheese tax. Hand it over quick or things might get ugly. I can get really loud, I'm a really barky puppy. I'm not just asking cause I'm looking for snacks. This is real important business and you gotta pay the tax. The cheese tax, the cheese tax, the cheese tax. Great is your will to survive! 600.
This, I don't think has anything to do with the video. Besides, I've done an edit with this where it is splice, and this sort of type of video I think is amazing. And the fact is Lucifer and sort of like Adam, I think is like really funny and really awesome. So that video is awesome, just watch it anyway. But that's not the point. But the one thing I noticed from this video is the one thing, which I don't know is on purpose, but if it is or isn't the point. I think it's fitting. Because Adam has this attitude of like, yeah, I could do nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with me. Angels do nothing wrong. But the one thing I love is his aesthetic is rocker. I love that. Just because, like, if you think of, like, what you would think, like, a rocker is like, you might be like, okay, someone who, like, tries to be rocks against the establishment. Like, no, I'm going to go against what people are saying for me to do. I'm just going to do what I want. Which, yeah, he is. But I just love the idea of it as, like, a lot of rockers are, like, at least what I feel like it is, I might be wrong, against the establishment. The same way that I think rocker is the same way as, like, punk and that sort of idea. Whereas, like, it's against that, like, for, like, establishment. Definitely when you look in the past where you saw, like, rock constantly was like pushing against what people would like, oh no, can't be that. That I think definitely with like something like hardcore rock. So I love the idea that he's like, oh, rock on. Oh, let's rock I feel like would be interesting with the Rebel. And I say this because I don't know if this on purpose or I'm just reading extremely too into it and I am fully admitting that is possible. But could it be the idea that like, oh, like I'm rocking and I'm doing this like fake cool, awesome. Not because he doesn't believe it. I wouldn't be surprised that he somewhat believes it, but does still do that sort of like, I think a lot of people pointed out, he does sort of like, yeah, I'm cool. But when it's like, when he's in the court, it's like, But I just love the idea of like, he's like, yeah, rock on, I'm cool. But like, doesn't understand the idea. Like, it does work with Adam because like it looks like it's like he doesn't get it, and two, and I might not get it myself. I might be clueless myself, and I'm fully admitting that. And two, he's sort of like putting on this like yeah. So you could, I don't know why. I just find it one interesting that they put him with like a rocker when he's trying to create this rigid structure. When I would consider rock a breakdown of traditional structure. And that you can use that as the idea of like him putting like, yeah, I know, it's just wishy-washy, confusing, but it's just something that I thought was just really interesting. So yeah.
What do you think will come of that? I don't like the look of it. I've got a perfect puzzle for you. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
So I keep getting this on even like videos I'm uploading today. So there's a video on Loom that like I've got up, but I'm not going to use that because I'm not going to be like, then go do this, because I want to upload it onto YouTube and you have to pay like £12 for like sort of like £12 monthly if you go onto the yearly subscription, which I've got I think I've found a better one. I think it's kind of having an error at the moment. So that's under question. I think I might look into different options for YouTube, but that's a different thing. What does the unknown mean? Besides loom, which I've mentioned, I don't know what it means. I am got one video on Plague Inc., which I failed on that, but I don't know. I have questions. So, yeah. I'm confused. So, yeah. What does this mean?
Hey, come back! Hey, come back! Hey, get back here! No! You're the monster! You don't get to run away! Come back here and scare me!
Do you really want to live forever?
Damn, Skippy! Highlander, not Tithonus. No way.
You'd outlive everyone you ever cared about.
Losing someone close is a terrible thing. It's something we all have to go through. But have you never gotten over anybody? Actually, your mind would forget them anyway. Note to self, pick up journaling! I remember, Cody. Wait, but what if humans are still evolving? You mean in the future humans could look drastically different than they do now? Well then I guess I'm just a rare, unique individual. Cheers. Government's probably gonna get you anyway. We're gonna come back to that later.
But they say the longer you're alive, the shorter time feels. 1,000 years should feel like that!
That's not how time works. The first and the second year of my life should be the longest, but I don't experience them the same way as I do now. How does that count? You remember watching the clock in class? Didn't get faster, did it? Okay, you've done everything now. You're bored. What now? Anything I want as much as I want! So I remember what I did, I just don't remember people. I've got nothing but time. Hey, what? So why wouldn't I spend the first few years learning how to hide?
But death gives life meaning.
Get out of my house, hippie!
So, here's the thing. His daily life of the Immortal King. Season 2, and another season, which will be Season 3, which, yeah, all to come to you. I don't know what I feel about the show, because, like, now it's getting better, I think. Season 1, Season 2 was okay. Season 3 was getting better. And Season 3, I feel like I'm slowly seeing improve. Because the one thing I didn't like in Season 1 is felt like much of, like, because I don't mind, like, one person like, oh, I'm hiding my powers. Oh, it's this. And people buying it. But I hate when it's like, aha, I figured you out. Memory erase. I'm like, oh, but this, gone. I'm like, there's a lot of that in Season 1 where it's like, just, like, and maybe that was the thing. Maybe it was just to get closer, and I do probably admit that's probably the case. But I wasn't just a big fan because of that. And I think Season 2 and 3 are slowly getting the impact, at least with the friends who know him. Are like, oh, we know, like, somewhat he looks more capable when he lets on. But we're just gonna ignore it, and who cares? And then you get, like, in Season 3, you get, like, Master! And I love it. That insanity, and I love, like, some of the reviews later on is like, it's just funny. Not of a way of like, oh, hiding, oh, I'm normal. It's just like, I just think by doing that, by just allowing at least a small group of people just know a bit, they can have these fun interactions. And it's interesting because it's slowly becoming not serious. I don't think it's going to become fully serious. A little bit more serious. Because the beginning was like, and then this person happened this. And it's really interesting because like the Season 2 deals with like demons coming, and Season 3 deals with the dog. And I don't know, the one thing I absolutely love and I think is insane is, I think this is in Season 3, I love when it's like, I'm like, just looking at all the rendering, I'm like, what the? It's just insane. It's just insane. And the concept, they're like, what is happening? We're becoming realistic. And it's just insane fun. It's absolutely cool, absolutely interesting, and absolutely just weird. It's like, wait. And there are some things I like in Season 1. I think I reviewed it, and I think I missed an episode. I like the episode where, like,
because you're slowly seeing, like, the person who was sort of, like, the immortal king fall in love with sort of, like, this girl in a way. And he, near the end of season 1, is like, oh, I'm actually putting full effort. And I find that absolutely interesting of, like, what happens. And this is just so, so cool. And I absolutely recommend to watch the latest season. Watch season 1 because you kind of need a couple of things to get brought in. A couple of people get brought in, and they do explain it later in the season for small bits, but it makes more sense if you kind of get it. I know it's a little bit slow, but yeah, you know. That's my review. So this has been in the wait for a long time because I've been in India, because it's been like episodes are like, this is sort of like the 12th episode of the sort of like series. And I'm like, okay. This is sort of the 12th episode of season 2. I'm just going to wait because the first episode had like 25 episodes. I'm like, I'm just going to wait. There might be more. But I'm like, when I Google, how many episodes does it have? It's like, unlike the regular show, unlike season 1, we had 25. This only has 12. I'm like, why? This is good. You've proven that. It's funny. It's hilarious. Why only have 12? That's my only complaint. I don't have enough. Which I would like to point out as my only criticism, and you can see how good the show is, and the only thing that I would like to complain about it is I don't have enough. I think that's proof of why this is good. I don't have enough is a criticism in my opinion. And I actually agree with. Yeah. So, sorry, that's just my iPad. Uploading today's, technically today's or tomorrow. Anyway, uploading sort of like that video while I'm recording this. I just love this because you have this fun, nice family that's like really sweet and just really nice. That's just all together in this just nice, fun way. With like all these characters coming together with all the stories. I just love it because of that. I think it's interesting, it's insane, and overall it's just a fun time to have. And that's it. It's insane fun. Go and watch it. That's all I have to say. It is so good.
Whatever you want with me, fine. But save my friends. Don't let the Cybermen take them. If the history between us means anything to you.
I do believe you're appealing to my better nature, and we both know I don't have one. I'm not going to help them, and neither are you. And the history between us does mean something. It's the rage and pain in my heart.
So here is the Marvels that got released. And I didn't watch it in cinemas, and I am going to say something blatantly obvious. Before I watched this, I think I found on my feed where I was like, X-Men in the Marvels. So yeah. Also spoilers if you just came in not watching the Marvels and being like, what is Marvels like? Oh well, ignore that. That's not in the main story, it's in one of the post-credits. So I already knew that beforehand. That is that. So, without just spoiling one of the post-credits, which I don't think is that bad because it's post-credit, it doesn't affect the story, it just affects theories for future, which is why I didn't mind, like, and then there's this. I'm not going to say how it affects it, but we're going to get to that later. But I love this insane idea of, like, these three people, because I liked the Marvel, the original Marvel, the first Marvel, before the Marvels. I loved Captain Marvel. I've always just a fun film. Miss Marvel, I loved as a series. And Captain Monica Rambeau, I thought was really good in the. It was so long. I love it. It was so long ago, back in the year of 2020. Who remembers that year? It's a phase. That I thought was so cool as well. And so cool, so awesome, so creative, and just a fun time overall. So I absolutely 100% recommend this because it has 3 amazing characters, 2, an insane concept, and 3, just overall amazing madness that creates this fun, creative scene with like all of the planets. I think are just fun in this best sort of like amazing way. So yeah, I absolutely recommend for you to watch The Marvels.
We're gonna miss you so much, Grandma. Yeah, Mom, we're gonna miss you a lot.
Oh, I know. But don't cry for me. I've had a long and fulfilling life. I've done all the things I wanted to do. I have absolutely no regrets. And I know I can leave this world in peace.
Oh, hold up. Got a notification.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Oron High School Host Club is coming back for a second season.
Are you fucking kidding me? No! In the hour of my death! The audacity!
Wow.
How is that even possible? Are the voice actors even still alive? I can't miss this! I've avoided the manga all my life! I need to see how it ends!
I thought you've had a long and fulfilling life.
And I did! Until this moment! Get a fucking doctor!
For what, Mom? To save my life, goddammit! Does this hospital get Funimation?
Probably not.
So let's do this. 14. I love it, these games. Ooh. No, I can still beat this one. Yay! So, Reddit I don't really go into, but I usually watch Amadiaso, Amadiejo on Smosh, and there's another one where it's like, yeah, Am I the Jerk? I usually watch, but no, I'm not usually on Reddit because like it's like there's a site where where the main gimmick is you reading, and I'm not good at that, so I usually just go, I'll ignore it. I'll watch it later. That is what I usually do. So yeah.
Your cell phone rings and you don't recognize the number. What do? Ignore it. Ignore it. Don't answer it. Not me. I like life. The other day, my cell phone rang 917. That's a New York number. I didn't know who it was. I picked it up anyway. I hit talk. I said, hello. Guy in the line goes, hey, Bruce, what's going on? My name's Jay, not Bruce. So I said, nothing much, man. What's going on with you? And he said, I'll tell you what's going on. I just got an email about the budget. It's supposed to be $15,000. Now it's $10,000. And I'd like to know what's up. I got excited in my chest. I grabbed the steering wheel. I was like, okay, focus. Your name is Bruce. There's a budget. It was $15,000. Now it's $10,000. No one's happy about it. That's all we know. That's all we know. So I just repeated back to him what he said to me, and I go, 10,000 is supposed to be 15,000. He goes, yeah, I know. Well, I just got an email, and now it's 10. I go, listen, man, I don't know what to tell you. I've been on the road all day. I haven't even seen it. And he goes, did you send this out? I give him some attitude to Bruce. I didn't like it. I said, listen, man, the budget was $15,000. We had a couple extra expenditures. It went up to $16,200. I reworked it, got it down to $14,700. I had $300 to play with, so I called it $15,000, and I sent it out. And he goes, yeah, well, now it's 10, man. And I was like, oh, my God, that worked. That worked. Phase 1 complete. Phase 1 complete. Like, now I'm in the door. I have a 401k. I was at the Christmas party, okay? So he goes, did Larry okay this? I go, listen, man, I took the budget to Larry. Larry said it looked fine, but I knew it was my ass on the line, so I ran it by Jennifer, just in case, just to double check. Jennifer said it looked good. I sent it out. He goes, yeah, well, now it's 10, man. And I realized this guy has no idea what's going on over there. He hasn't talked to Larry. I know he hasn't talked to Bruce. He doesn't even recognize my voice. I know he didn't talk to Jennifer. I just made her up.
I love it when a laugh occurs from nowhere, you know? It's great when life does that. I had one in Ireland last year. I was watching a lady, pretty much 60, having a sip of tea in this cafe, just having a lovely sip of tea like that. And her phone rang, and nobody could have predicted the noise that this little old lady's phone would make. Because from nowhere, it roared, I'm too sexy for my shirt! She picked the phone up and went mental. Just stop calling me, would you bollocks? I saw the phone, it's hit again. Stop ringing me! And she turned to me and went, sorry about that, love. My husband changed my ringtone and I don't know how to fix it. Oh, everyone in the country wants to meet that 60-year-old man and shake him by the hands.
One thing my daughter does miss is she was starting to ride the bus, which was very fun. And when she first started riding the bus, we switched schools, and it was in first grade. We walked first day of school. We walked her to the bus stop. It was a very, very fun day. And then at the end of the school day, someone from the school called my cell phone. They have my wife's cell phone and they have my cell phone. So they called my cell phone and they said, "Hey, do you know what bus number your daughter's supposed to be on?" And I said, "I'm her dad." I was like, "This is how you thought you saw a mom and dad's cell phone and you said, I bet the dad knows." I mean, do you have parents? Were you raised with a family? Have you ever seen families out before? You thought, let's call the husband? I bet he knows. Unless there's two husbands, you should never call a husband a day in your life.
Now, let me get this straight. That would mean that you lied about your age to make yourself older. But why would any woman want to do that?
I changed it so I could get married.
And the truth shall set you free. My client lied about her age. She was only 17 when she got married, which makes her a minor. And in the great state of California, no minor can enter into any legal contract without parental consent, including
Prenuptial agreement.
prenuptial agreements. This contract is void. The fact that my client has been ridden more than Seattle Slew is irrelevant. Standard community property applies, and she is entitled to half of the marital assets, or $11.395 million. Jordan fades back, swoosh, and that's the game. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Think about that song. Do you hear what I hear? It's Psycho. Who wrote that?
Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy.
I think the shepherd boy's been in the field a little too long, don't you? Talking to the sheep? Ah! Really? Ah! Oh. We gotta tell the mighty king. Gets worse, they go to the mighty king, you know.
A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold.
How about a blanket? How about some soup? Child shivered in the cold.
Throw some gold on him, he'll be fine. He's got pneumonia, but he's loaded. That kid is gonna be some.
I found it, so why not? Let's go. I don't know any Taylor Swift song, I'm just doing this for fun. So here are the songs. I might actually listen to them after this, but you know, I don't know the songs because I just did this for fun.
Women want the truth, but then when the truth is something you don't want, we have the problem. No, it can't work that way. Like my wife keeps giving me pop quizzes, and she don't like that I'm brutally honest. She came home the other night, she goes, "Can I ask you a question? And can you answer it truthfully without worrying about my reaction?" Yeah, I can't wait. She goes, "I'm going to ask you, and I want you to answer quickly so I know your answer is the truth." I said, "Go ahead. Am I your best friend?" "No." She goes, "I'm not your best friend." "No, you're not even 8th on the list." Stupid question. She goes, "How come? Give me a reason." "I'll give you a couple reasons. I like fishing, you think fish smell. I like hunting, you think it's cruelty to animals. I like golf, you think it's for old people. I like baseball, you think it's slow. I like basketball, you think it's fast. I like football, you don't understand the rules. I like playing video games, you think they're made for kids, and you don't even watch porn. How the fuck are you my best friend?" We have nothing in common. She goes, "We have 2 kids." That should have been your first clue. I would have never got my best friend pregnant. That's stupid.
I never understood why the Ninja Turtles had masks. That never made sense to me. What was the point of that? Like, who's gonna be like, "Hey, who was that guy that was just here?" Did anyone get a good look at that man that was here earlier? If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say maybe one of the 4 mutant turtle men that have been going on this everything. But I can't be sure. He had a mask on, so. It's crazy that those movies are still coming out. The Ninja Turtles movie? That's wild. That they're just like getting away with the Splinter voice. You know what I mean? Like there's one of those movies coming out in a month. And the turtles are like, "Let's go get Shredder." And then there's just a rat that's like, "1 second." Just nobody's mad. Nobody's mad at all. The studio's just like, "What? It's a rat accent. I don't know why That's how rats talk. And they make one of them a year. I don't know how they...
Before I say this, I agree with this. But the one thing I find really interesting is that I'm constantly getting BetterHelp therapy adverts, which is slightly annoying because I've already got BetterHelp. And I mean that the app, not literally, I've got BetterHelp from that. No, I use BetterHelp, which I think is useful. Go to therapy. It is actually quite calming and relaxing. But yeah, it's interesting that like mostly every day when I record and upload and while I'm waiting for it, I'm watching like the following. And nearly every single time I'm getting BetterHelp ads, which I'm not complaining because they're pretty decent and pretty like fun to watch. I mostly skip them, to be honest, but they're like interesting and like I'm not annoyed because mostly I skip the ads anyway. But I just find it like funny to think about like I've already subscribed and I'm getting ads.
You can't tell anybody you're sick anymore, can you? You're not even allowed to feel bad at all, right? COVID has all the symptoms. You're like, I got a stomach ache. They're like, that's COVID, dude. Yeah, they just added that last week. Yeah, that's a symptom now. You know what I mean? Like, you remember when we used to, like, be nice to people that were sick? Now we hate them, right? We're like, get out of here, man. You're going to get us all killed. Like, remember when people used to sneeze and we would be like, bless you? That's how. We're like, bless me, and then get out of here. You know what I mean? It's serious, I guess. I don't know. People say it is. Sometimes I don't believe it exists, and then somebody coughs on the same aisle as me, and I'm like, well, I got it.
So I recently watched this, and I've only watched season 2, but it was like, I've watched season 1, and I'm like, I want to see if this gets better, because I thought it was okay. How it looked, and like, visually looks amazing, and I mentioned like, the art looks, how they animated looks just fun. But, in my opinion, I didn't like the story, and not in season 2. If you want to watch it, you can. It's sort of like this, like, thing about gods and, like, plays this sort of, like, courthouse, like, way. But I just think it's just okay. Like, the story's decent. The voice acting's good. I do believe the feelings. The story's just okay. The animation is amazing. So the overall is not okay. It's just amazing to look at. But I just think the story's just okay. It's fine. It's decent. Like, it's not bad. It's not a bad story. I'm not going to be like, it's terrible. But it's just okay, in my opinion. The only thing I did like is the idea about, like, rolling a dice in, like, a gambling area and can teleport you into specific places that are with you, and I just find that just insane as an idea. But besides that, which is used like twice, it's okay. So, yeah.
The person that sent you this is currently outside your window. Wrong window.
I'm no angel, I'm no savior, and I've never been a saint. Well, I know I'm not the dead.
Now, do you want to explain to me why your principal called me and I had to leave work, leave my job to come get you because you want to act a fool in class? I don't know. Look, Jamal, I'm not in the mood right now. Oh, you think you can go in that class and act a fool like I ain't raised you no better? Okay, you gonna see what's gonna happen. Nah. What, you not gonna say nothing? Mom, I wasn't even doing nothing, for real. Did I tell you to talk? Mom, you just told me to speak. Oh, now you talking back to me? Okay. Oh, Ma, I'm not even talking back to you. Look, I'm sorry. I won't get in trouble again. Sorry's not gonna do nothing. Because when we get home, I'm gonna whoop your ass so bad, they're gonna have to put me in jail. Nah, I hope this car don't make it home. I'm never gonna be able to feel my cheeks again. That's crazy.
So, I don't. Because with this on, you can't hear me. I don't know if you heard me or not for that, but you know, you can't. So I'm not claiming that's my sound. So if you're actually being that, if you actually be fair, I don't know if some people like don't. I'm just assuming that you're trying to be like, oh, you're trying to like trick us. No, not at all. On YouTube, it shows my icon for the sounds because that the video is from TikTok. The same way that if you see this on TikTok, it will show that it started on YouTube. So that's why it shows my icon. If you go to the same TikTok, it shows that it has someone else's sound because I was using someone else's sound to make a video.
First, grab a plate. I'm using a paper plate. I know they're bad for the environment, but I'd rather put a gun in my mouth than do another dish. Next up, the bread. I ran out of the good pieces of bread, so I have to use those weird end pieces. Not ideal, but we'll make it work. Next up, grab your peanut butter. I don't currently have the top to my peanut butter because I'm using it as an ashtray. Now that you got your peanut butter, grab a utensil and start spreading. I'm using a plastic fork because, like I said, I refuse to do dishes ever again in my fucking life, and I ran out of plastic knives. I know some of you in the comments section will complain about me using plastic, but I bet you wouldn't say that shit to my face in real life. If this shit ever ends and we go outside again, I dare you to step up to me in the street. Try me! Try me! Step up, you fucking pussies! You think I'm fucking right? There you have it, the perfect peanut butter sandwich.
Can't you hold the magic staff anymore? Well, you know what that means. There really isn't anything special about you. You're just some kid with a heavy stick.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, yeah. I thought it might be harder, so I put it on 10 minutes, but it wasn't. I was just overthinking. So, Classroom of Elite Season 2. I looked at Season 1, and I'm pretty sure... Actually, no, I'm going to keep that here. So I reviewed Season 1, and I like this. Not in the way that I like other stuff, because this has this sort of like a more intense, and not in a specific way, I'm going to say this a bit weirdly, but tangent for a bit. In the series Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, there's certain moments that feel like who's gonna play what piece, who's gonna play what play, and how are they going to use the things they have available to make the decision. Definitely, like when you discover like specific actions that people make. This, I think, is a more intense version of that feeling of who's going to do what pieces do we have at play, what pieces do they have at play. Even though this is not this is a classroom, this feels less like, oh, let's go to high school. This feels in a way, and it's a weird thing to say when it's a classroom and it's a school environment, this feels like a test. Not a test, a war. A battle of wits. A battle of studying their opponents and analysing, okay, what do we do here? And now here. And now here. And every moment, what is the choice that we make? What is the choice that allows us to win and get us the victory? And that, I think, is the most interesting thing. What are the choices, decisions, and all of that? And that's what I love about the show. Is because, yeah, you get like I think it's like 2 episodes that have that sort of like high school. But most of it is, okay, and then I do this, and then I do that, and then do this, and that, and this, and that. And it's about moving pieces around like a game. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. see where we go. And that's what I love about this. It is so intense in that sort of insane way. So I absolutely recommend to watch this.
One of these drinks has been poisoned. Yeah, I don't have any money, sorry. No, it's free. Can I have both of them? Again, one has poison in it. Does the poison cost extra?
So, a bit of my update here. So, you might have seen this. Here is my book. It's basically just a tally sheet of days I record and just making sure that I just hit specific quota. If I don't, I make sure on other days I do. But if you might see on these, all of these are given 15, and that goes all the way up to the 27th of Feb, or the 27th of March. And then it skips a couple of days until it reaches April 8th. That's because I'm going to go on holiday. And I have done all of this calculation to make sure that I have covered those days, and I will record, like pre-record the videos for like the two, because it will be one Cuphead and 2 play games that will be on that as well, where I'll need to have it technically sort of covered. So those 2 will be covered, and I'll pre-record them as well. So for between sort of like the 28th and the 7th of February, there might be no videos. Not entirely 0, because on these days will appear, and I'll count that as the 28th and maybe the 9th. Because I'm going for a week and a half, and I don't know if I'll count as 10, but there might be less of me doing this and more on this day's counting. And also for the first week of the thing, because the 1st until the 7th, there won't be many, and I will pre-upload the sort of like cut and all of that stuff on the 27th instead of on like the last day, which I think is the 31st. I'm just checking. Yeah. So on the 27th, I'll upload it instead of on the 31st. Well, I won't not upload it on the 31st. I will preset it for the 31st. No, I'll pre-record, I'll pre-cut it, and then put it so they'll premiere on the 31st. So there will be a bit of a gap. I'm sorry, but that will happen. And when I get back, it's back to normal. You're getting a couple more days of extras because it's going to be a blank period.
First, grab a plate. I'm using a paper plate. I know they're bad for the environment, but I'd rather put a gun in my mouth than do another dish. Next up, the bread. I ran out of the good pieces of bread, so I have to use those weird end pieces. Not ideal, but we'll make it work. Next up, grab your peanut butter. I don't currently have the top to my peanut butter, because I'm using it as an ashtray. Now that you got your peanut butter, grab a utensil and start spreading. I'm using a plastic fork because, like I said, I refuse to do dishes ever again in my fucking life, and I ran out of plastic knives. I know some of you in the comments section will complain about me using plastic, but I bet you wouldn't say that shit to my face in real life. If this shit ever ends and we go outside again, I dare you to step up to me in the street. Try me! Try me! Step up, you fucking pussies! You think I'm fucking right? There you have it, the perfect peanut butter sandwich.
What? What do you want? I'm drink. What? Drink. You're drunk? Hello? Are you okay? Can you pick me up? I'm crying. It's 3 in the morning. Get an Uber. Watch this. Watch what? Are you driving? That tree was that tree. What? You hit a tree? What happened? I lied. I'm still in a Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese?
Unlikely things to hear on Comic Relief.
Later, Dawn French will be climbing into a bath of beans. Not for charity, it's her supper.
You can play with this kaleidoscope I got you at the airport.
What? A kaleidoscope? I'm not 5. Shapes and colors, the likes of which I've never seen. Well, out of combinations, now I'm bored. Diane!
You should have seen me. I was great. She did not have a clue.
It's better work.
Final calibrations, and we'll be ready. All our efforts will come together in a moment of beauty. We'll all have what we want.
So you know, I don't appreciate last-minute changes of plan as I'm about to take off.
Little chaos is a wonderful thing. It allowed me to swat those flies.
I've just been notified. My plane's about to land at its programmed destination.
They can't have survived.
You told me everything was foolproof. What's gone wrong?
Watch your tone, Mr. Barton. I'm not your employee. How has she got there?
What's happened?
Nothing I can't deal with. I'll drop you at your plane. You sort out her friends. I'll deal with the doctor.
Mrs. Saxon, I have reason to believe that you're in very great danger.
What are you talking about?
Your husband is not who he says he is. It's as if he's mesmerized the entire world.
I think perhaps you should leave now.
But I've got plenty of research on you. Yes, good family, not especially bright, essentially harmless. And that's why I'm asking you, Lucy, if you have seen anything, even the slightest thing that would give you cause to doubt him.
I think there was a time when we first met. I wondered, but he was so good to my father. And he said...
What? Just tell me, sweetheart.
The thing is, I made my choice. For better or for worse. Isn't that right, Harry?
My faithful companion.
Mr. Saxon. Prime Minister, I was just having a little joke with poor little Lucy. I didn't mean...
Oh, but you're absolutely right. Harold Saxon doesn't exist. I am the master.
I'm sorry.
So there was a bit of a gap between today's two recordings because my iPad was a bit low battery wise, so I decided to put it on charge and have lunch. While I did that, one thing that popped on my feed onto YouTube was the For You page saying Matthew's MathPat's final style theory, and now it's kicking in of like it's becoming real. It's becoming oh, he's like, I am excited. I am interested in what's going to be next. But it's like, what is it going to be like? And it feels, the fact that Matthew Patrick, even though I don't know him, it's just someone I watch. It's just, I just need to say, it's just, yeah. He's an inspiration. And yeah, that's it. I don't know why I made this, but I just wanted to.
You stole it! I thought you put it there! Why would I put it there? Kindness? Kindness? You stole it! He stole it!
Ashley! Look at...
Alexa, why didn't the trend work on me?
It's intended for attractive people, not you.
Alexa, you bitch!
Fuck you! What's your name?
Suction Cup Man!
My ass! What's your name?
Da-da-da-da-da! Suction Cup Man! Look at me go!
Get off my goddamn tower this instant.
I can't!
Why the hell not?
Can't go down, dumbass! I can only go up!
What?
I gotta reach the top and wrap back down!
You can't just turn around?
Of course I fucking can't! What are you, stupid?
It can't be that hard.
I don't see you climbing a fucking tower with suction cups!
Watch your tone. I'm sensitive and will cry.
Sorry, first time being kidnapped, kinda nervous. So, like, why did you pick me? Do you think I'm cute?
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, daddy vibes, we love a bad boy king, and I wanna die.
There's something wrong with...
So, there's a new season of Bad Batch, and I realise I haven't finished season 2, so I finished season 2 off. And I like season 2. Season 2, I think, is building into what is happening. It is just intense. Because this has a similar art style to the Clone Wars. Which I think both are absolutely good. I just like this and I just love the characters. It's so fun and it's so cool. Again, season 2 was so... I did watch most of it. I just forgot the final episode because I'm an idiot. But yeah, this is so good and I absolutely, definitely recommend for you to watch this. This is just so entertaining to watch. Okay, I'm gonna record this tomorrow. This is technically, I think, still like Thursday, but I feel like Yeah, I saw that instantly, so I just wanted to do that. Sometimes after a couple of days of films don't work, so I just wanted to just get this because it was fun.
Hello, Maisie. You've got your cousin Jack round this evening, so you're gonna play nicely, okay? Please, God, no.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run,
Maisie, not in front of Jack.
Ah, bless my soul. Is that you, Dickie boy? Well, I never. Is that Captain Oliver Cornelius Kingston at your service? His initials spell cock.
This can't be happening. Our family is cursed.
You're speaking to the G.I. Joe with the best shot in England. Perfect shot every time. Oh, how I wish we could celebrate and reminisce over a bottled sunshine.
I think I have a Capri Sun if you'd like one.
No, Mother, he means beer. He's using war slang. God, you made me look so uncool.
I'm sorry, Maisie.
Mother, in amidst all this excitement, I appear to have soiled myself. It stinks.
Okay, Maisie, let's get you cleaned up.
By Jobs, Richard. It appears you've lost your short arm.
Maisie has both her arms.
Penis, Auntie. That means penis.
You know why a sea snake is called a sea snake? It's because it's a snake that lives in the sea. Send this to someone because... snake.
Well then, what are we going to do? Ask her nicely to please stop destroying the universe? Oh my God, we are.
I tried to, I'm always like trying to lose weight. I had a thing that happened that I do. It was like, I gotta get it together. I go to the trunk of my car and I take my shirt off, standing there, no shirt. And this old man walks up and goes, Olivia? I had to turn, I was like, I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm sorry. And he was like, oh, sorry, honest mistake. And I was like, I don't know. He was looking for his elderly wife and saw me with no shirt on and thought that could be Olivia. I had a car that he does not recognize. I don't know who he disrespected more, me or Olivia, to be honest. I mean, we could both have a word with him.
I got booked on a corporate job in Missouri, but it was a morning show. So I had to fly in the night before on this little puddle jumper airplane into this remote airstrip at night. When we landed on the runway, we hit a deer with our plane. You can't make this up. And it killed the deer, it wrecked the engine. We had to evacuate the plane, but the plane was so small, it didn't even have slides. The flight attendant said, just step out. So they put us in a van and they're busing us back to the terminal. And I'm laughing at this point because this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I got back to the terminal, I called my wife and I said, baby, you're not going to believe this. I go, we just hit a deer with our airplane. There was a pause on the other end of the line, followed by, oh my God, were you on the ground? I said, nope, Santa was making one last run. Here's your sign.
You understand our pandemic wasn't the same as the world pandemic. Because they're going to come home and they're going to have questions and we're going to have to tell them the truth. Because they're going to come home and be like, Grandpa, I read in my history book that you were alive during the great pandemic. Is that true? And we're going to be like, you're damn right I was. I'm a survivor. Oh my God, Grandpa. You survived the great pandemic? How? Look, I read in my history book right now. Look, during the great pandemic, millions of people died around the world. Millions of people died. That must have been awful, Grandpa. Did you lose a lot of friends? Oh! Not even one. No, not even one. You see, Grandpa was under the age of 65 and in good health. Did you catch it, Grandpa? Oh, like 2 or 3 times. Did you isolate the first 2 times? And then that fucking Trudeau stopped paying the bill. And we're going to be old and angry, and we're not going to remember. And they're going to be like, who's Trudeau, Grandpa? We're going to be like, I think he was the first black prime minister. I don't remember.
She's always late, my wife. I'm late. I can't find my keys. I'm going to have to take your keys.
Where are your keys? On the hook that says keys. That's where my keys are. Oh, she'll take my keys. Leave me at home trying to find her keys. 20 minutes later, I'll get a phone call from her. Oh, I have both sets of keys. I'm sorry. No, sorry people bring their husband their keys back. She's not coming back. I'm gonna tell you, she's gonna do whatever she has to do. Now let me tell you something, people. If I have both sets of keys, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I better bring her keys back. I could be a heart surgeon doing heart surgery. I'm like, fellas, I gotta go. But Dr. Trevino, if you leave, he'll probably die. Well, me or him, so...
I'm sorry.
You are the worst kind of good, 'cause you're not even great. A Greek who reeks of false righteousness.
I'm so proud of myself. I got 8 hours of sleep. It took me 3 days, but it's 8 hours.
I think it's becoming real now because last night, obviously after we were recording, I watched The Food Fairy, which it was this cake and I love it. And it's so good. It feels, and probably today, but near to today, it is from America. They will do the Film Fairy, and then tomorrow, at least for me, obviously, this is very weird, but anyway, would be the Game Fairy. But it feels so real at this point. And I think when I was thinking last night, I thought about this. There was this person, I don't know if this is the exact name, I think it was like Mr. Rogers, a more like older person who'd come in and like teach you stuff on the TV. That's what it feels like to me. That's sort of like one person that you see every week and you have that sort of like fun and learning. So yeah.
Do you ever just look at someone and think, this cunt is gonna be the reason I go to jail?
Sorry guys, there's nothing else we can do. We're gonna have to pull the plug. Oh my god. Can I do it? What? Can I pull the plug? Hey, no, I want to pull the plug. No, fuck you, I get to do it. This is bullshit, I want to do it. No, I'm the oldest, I should be the one to do it. I'll thumb wrestle you for it. Fine, let's go, bitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war. Are you too serious? You don't even have a chance. Oh, you're going down. No, oh, what did you go for? No! Just! Damn it! Alright, where's that plug? Where's that plug? Where's that motherfucking plug? Do you have any respect? No, I have 0 respect. We have 0. I have 0 respect. I have nothing. I can't even believe this. Yeah, me too. Alright, let's get this show on the road. I got some leftover lasagna at home. It's got my name on it.
She's having dinner with a family on Friday night. They're talking about TV shows and they never really fight. I hope she never has to feel empty.
Women, Jack, you don't wanna curse it. Have your cake and eat it. Baby, it's your birthday.
You shut the fuck up, but did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass. So shut the fuck up.
Police that one of your guys took a bullet in the arm. So they checked local hospitals for people who were treated for gunshot wounds. They didn't find any. But my partner and I cast a wider net.
Leno Trefoya was treated for an arm wound in northern New Jersey. It says here he was mugged.
See you later, boy. I'll be out late.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I double booked tonight. Is it cool if we rain check?
My plans got canceled. Let's not go out and celebrate.
Oh, do me a favor. Peel this apple for me, please.
No, I'm not gonna peel an apple for you.
But Mac always does it for me.
Why does Mac peel your apples for you?
He doesn't like for me to eat the apples with the skin on it. He says the skin's loaded with toxins.
Okay, well, good news. Mac's not here.
I know he's not here, and that's why I need you to do it for me, please, please.
Oh, Jesus. Just eat it with the skin
I
on
do
it.
not like it with the skin, Dee. I'm not allowed to eat it with the skin. I'm not allowed.
Oh, my God. All right. If you just shut up, I will peel the apple for you the way that Mac likes you to eat it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll do it the way that Mac insists. Okay?
Yeah.
The only thing standing between you and your dream relationship is extensive therapy, childhood trauma, fear of intimacy, parent issues, and feelings of guilt and shame that make you feel like you are never worthy of love. If somebody sent this to you, or you found it, you must remember, violence is never the answer. It's a solution.
So I know I've been making these things because this was the final film theory, meaning there's only the final game theory, and I know this is irrelevant, but it's just one of the things that I just like game theory, film theory, sort of food theory, and Star theory, because like this was just one of the places that I watched, and it was like insane, and I think it was just really good. It's just so really fun to watch. And yeah, I know this is pointless, meaningless, and who cares? It's just, yeah. It was just so weird having him. I'm excited about what's gonna come next, that is true, but it's like,
Don't let your dreams just be dreams. Let them be everybody else's nightmares. If I annoy you all day, every day, that's just my way of showing that I love you. If this ended up on your For You page, or someone sent this to you, here's an important message that you must hear. If you're having a bad day, just remember there's someone out there that pulled a push door. Could be them, but you're not. Most of you would never know this fact, but did you know there's a clinical name for when you can't sleep at night and you just snack instead? It's called insomnia.
so, Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, I've heard about this, I think ever since someone's like, oh, there was a live action one, and everyone's like, oh, we're not again, because everyone was originally, and I'm going to say this, because originally was like, oh no, not like, it's not going to be as bad as M. Night Shyamalan, which I would like to say, that will be a miracle. But yeah, I I haven't watched that version. I don't think. Have I? I think I've seen clips, but I don't think I've seen it. And then when I saw what was going on, so I've seen it, and after seeing it, I just wanted to refresh my brain a bit. So I watched Avatar, the animation series that was released a while ago, and I've only seen season 1 above, even though you can watch season 2 and season 3. And yeah, I do understand why a lot of people are like, oh, it's not the same. I'm fine with it. The only one thing which I get a little bit annoyed with, this is not annoyed with this, it's annoyed with like a lot of people where they say, oh no, it's more realistic if someone was more grumpy. I'm like, and mild spoilers, with Boomy, they've done like with the anime shows, like, yeah, sure, we're friends. And with the live action one, they do this you left us. And I can see both. Because on one hand, yeah, one person, at least in the animation, in the live action, you can be like, yeah, I left, got hit by a dice problem. I just wanted to clear my head for a bit, and that's all that happened. But besides that, you could take that, like, angst, like, oh no, I just left for a bit, and even that case, I did still, in a way, it is still sort of my fault. So I'm not talking about that. But with this, I like the idea that it's not that he left and was like, oh, he's like, oh, you left us. We're like, I have a right to be annoyed at this. And
fair. But I also get the idea of like, yeah, we've been having a war for 100 years, people are being terrible, and it kind of puts things in perspective of what is really important. So I think both have a valid reason, and if both talk to me about their characters' reasonings, I'll be like, yeah, fair. I also, again, because I've been watching the sort of thing, I'm fine with Sokka, again, so spoilers, sort of not having, because in the original, he had this sort of like, originally this sexist attitude, and I would say, it didn't really replace it with nothing. He's got more of an ego, and more like, oh, I need to do this, I need to be this. And I feel like it might be a thing where he could slowly be developing, like, oh, I have to be this, and I have to do this. Like, I'm meant to be a warrior. Not because of, like, gender, but, like, I need to be a warrior, my dad was this, and my father was this. And maybe he's better as an engineer, and maybe that's going to put more of a thing. I don't know. I do love it, though. I like it. I absolutely like it. I like both for separate reasons, because the animation has this aspect of, like, fun, and, like, it brings that to light because you can see all of that stuff. And then the live action one has this more, like, gritty, more darker view, and that I think is really interesting. And I'm like, okay, where are they going to take it? How are they going to use it? And overall, I still think it's a good interpretation, and it was really good. It's better than the last one, but I don't think that's anything. That's not saying much. That's just pointing out something that was terrible. But I love this. This is so good. I'm excited for season 2. Season 2. So yeah. I'm excited. I think this is going to be really interesting. I don't know if they're going to do Legend of Korra, because I like Legend of Korra. Also, I've heard a thing about there being a new animated series with a new bender, which that I'm excited with, the Earth one, because and then maybe they do one with fire. I don't know, it just seems like a fun idea. So, yeah. And also, sorry for that, Attica, I would definitely recommend for you to watch.